the Foul-Mouthed Aussie, and you're listening to that wrestling podcast, and it fucking sucks!
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. It's Monday, it's money, it's Clyde, and we're going to talk a little wrestling, baby. You ready, brother?
Yowie wowie, mother. That's right, baby.
Man, how you doing, brother, man? It's Money in the Bank Monday, baby. Going to talk about some results. You ready, brother?
Yeah, man, doing pretty good. Enjoying a little wrestling.
Yeah, we got a lot to get into today, man. Evidently, that Brawl for All, man, back in the day with Bart Gunn, the match between him and Butterbean, that was some kind of punishment from Vince, according to Butterbean. We're going to talk about that. Bellator's interested in Gentleman Jack Gallagher. We're going to touch on that. AEW to be rated TV 14. Going to touch on that. Here's something special right here I want to touch on today. Jericho on AEW versus WWE. This is a war. Tony Khan is not interested in going head-to-head with WWE. And, of course, we're going to touch on the Money in the Bank results, brother. You ready to hop into all this?
Yeah, let's get it in there, brothers. Put it in the oven and bake it.
But before we do, why don't you be kind enough to tell the people of the audience what's going to happen to this show, this channel, this podcast, baby, is lucky enough to hit 1K subscribers.
We're going to get David in a nice little Elvis suit, and we'll wear him out with a guitar. No shots to the brain, please.
I will try my best, brother. Yeah, speaking of guitar shots, hopefully you've seen Elias's tonight, brother. That's how it's going to happen. I'm going to creep up on you. Bang! Just like it.
He was like a predator, man. I liked it.
Yeah, after I do it, the bang noise I envisioned was like DDP saying bang. I don't know. Yeah, speaking of
DDP yoga.
That's right, brother. There's a plug for you. Hey, man, speaking of, since we're talking about some old school stuff here, man, you remember the Brawl for All, right?
Oh, yeah. I wasn't a big fan of it. I do recall it, though.
Wasn't a huge fan either, although I will say it was exciting. Butterbean had some thoughts recently. Wrestling Inc.'s Andy Manowski, and excuse me if I butchered that gentleman's name, recently sat down with Butterbean, and they touched on a lot of stuff, man. But here's one really interesting quote from the interview. It was they're talking about the Brawl for All here, and here's Butterbean's thoughts on that. It was pretty bad for Bart, Butterbean said. Bart actually wanted to get out of wrestling and go into boxing, and he had made Vince McMahon mad because the whole Brawl for All thing. Vince wanted him to throw one, and he wouldn't do it, so I was his punishment. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It sounds like something Vince would possibly do. It doesn't seem right either, Just can't really support that, man. It's basically bullying your employees.
A lot of juicy stuff in that quote there too, brother. Like he said, basically that Vince wanted Bart to throw one of the matches, man. And would you aware of that before? Have you heard about this before? Because this is the first I've heard of this. I know you're kind of like our resident historian, brother. And do you have any thoughts on this? Have you heard anything on this in the past?
No, I never heard that he wanted him to throw it, but I could see it. He's been accused of some pretty heinous things in the past, so I could see that happening.
So the Brawl for All, though, who was they hoping to get over out of this? And I know it was like, who was it they was hoping that would come out of this shining, when they first initially started that?
I think it was, what was the guy's name, man? He was married to Sable. I'm having a hard time remembering the guy's name. He was Tutti Frutti in WCW, Johnny B. Bad.
And
know what I'm talking about?
And he was a legit, for whatever reason, I just keep wanting to say Steve Blackman. I don't know why, but it's not Steve Blackman.
No, it's not Steve Blackman.
I know who you're talking about.
Yes. Mark Merrill.
No, is Mark Merrill the guy they wanted to get over in this competition? Is he really?
I think so, brother. I think it was either him or Bob Holly. It was one or the other.
Okay, well, maybe it was Merrill, dude. I just know that some of these... So Merrill had the professional boxing background then?
I'm not sure on that. It's a possibility, though.
All right, brother. All right, man. All right. Well, anyway, long story short, dude. So evidently, according to Butterbean, at least, Vince wanted Bart Gunn to drop one of these, these fights leading up to the Butterbean match, and Bart refused. And well, Butterbean was his punishment, brother. So yeah, That's just crazy, man.
Yeah, put him in there with the bean, man. You know how it goes. Hit the ground.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, dude. That would not be the guy to upset. And speaking of another guy I wouldn't want to upset, dude, Gentleman Jack Gallagher. I don't know if you know about this guy's MMA background, but evidently Bellator is interested in signing him. Have you seen the news about that?
Yeah, I've seen that several times, man. If he's good enough, I don't see why not. He does have some background in that already, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's actually 2-0, and in both matches he submitted his opponent, and one of them actually I think both of them was first round submissions. So the guy definitely knows how to handle himself, and he does have that look of like a classic, like a early 1900s English brawler, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has a fantastic mustache, and yeah, he's just all around gentleman.
Gentleman Jack Gallagher, dude. And speaking of being a gentleman, it looks like Tony Khan's going to be a gentleman because he's not interested in going head-to-head with WWE, according to a recent interview. He gave us the Bleacher Report. Tony Khan opened up on a number of topics, including whether or not AEW would be going head-to-head with WWE. And here's what Khan had to say. Khan said the company would not consider going head-to-head with WWE on Monday or Friday nights. SmackDown will be moving to Friday nights when the brand moves to Fox this fall, and there have been rumors that AEW could premiere at that time on Tuesday nights to fill the Tuesday night wrestling void left by SmackDown. So evidently, Khan's not interested in like going. We've been discussing the Monday Night Wars for months. So we're not going to really see a war as in like flipping back and forth the same nights on the same channel. Looks like they're going to want to have their own night and kind of have their own time to shine is what Khan's looking for. And what do you think about that?
By God, Jerry Negron. I was wanting the war, man, The hell with this peace. What I was hoping was AEW was going to push WWE to be better, kind of like what WCW did back in the day. It forced them to put on a better product. That's what I was kind of hoping, man. That's almost bad news. And then at the same time, I see where he's coming from. He wants to do his own thing and concentrate on his business.
Yeah, brother. It makes sense in a way, I guess. You have more eyeballs available if you have it on its own night. But man, I was looking forward to flipping back and forth on a Monday or Tuesday night or Friday night.
Yeah, I really was too, man. Maybe something will change. Maybe Vince will show up at his house and smack him. I mean, who knows where we
You never know in wrestling, brother. But I know you're wanting a war, and so here's a few words that might cheer you up, brother. Here's a recent quote from Chris Jericho. Jericho on AEW versus WWE. This is a war, brother. Let me read you a quote. This is an interview Jericho gave to TV Insider. Here it is, brother. This is a war, he adds. Even if you don't want it to be, it just is. There hasn't been any competition for WWE on a national basis for more than 20 years. I think this is something that they really didn't want, but it's great for the fans and great for the guys. I think in the long run it's going to make a difference because it gives people a choice, and it's always good to have a choice. Your thoughts on Y2J, baby?
I love it, man. I'm with Jericho. I mean, as a fan, I want it to be a war. I want that old nostalgia of switching back and forth. You never know who's going to show up on what show, and just the back and forth banter. Even if it all was, sometimes fabricated, it was still entertaining as all get out, brother. I yearn for it.
Yeah, something in your soul is missing, baby.
Yeah, it really is, man. I want the war. I want the damn war now.
I want it, and I want it right now, damn it. That's right. You sound like the little girl off Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right?
I want it right now. I can't wait.
And speaking of what you want, brother, I don't know if you want this or not, but it looks like this is what we're going to get, dude. Have you heard the rumblings that AEW is actually going to carry a TV 14 rating, brother? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I did see that, man. I mean, they can make it interesting, cater more to adults. I don't know if I want to let my children watch it if it's going to be getting too out of control.
Well, I think, honestly, and here's just my guess, because they're wanting to carry this TV 14 rating. I don't think it's because they're wanting to do like racy stuff like WWE was doing during the Attitude Era per se. I don't think they're wanting to have like the scantily clad women or almost naked women. Not to say there won't be some scantily clad women, but I don't think they're wanting to push the envelope in that direction, brother. I think what they're wanting to have is just really some really edgy adult oriented programming with some maybe more edgy and adult oriented storylines that can draw in the more mature fan, brother. And I think that's kind of what they're shooting for. That's just my guess.
Yeah. Hopefully you're right, man. I like what you was selling a little better than, brawls and panties and all that kind of nonsense and people giving births to hands and silly stuff like that.
Well, the reason why I don't think they're going there, dude, is just because of what Cody has said recently, like in his last promo where he was like, he's preparing for the fight against Dustin, or the match rather against Dustin, and what he was saying about the Attitude Era and how he's just tearing all that apart, and how he's basically just saying that that's not wrestling, and that what his generation does is wrestling. So I really can't see All Elite as a brand just kind of like putting on any Attitude Era type type show or anything. That's just my 2 cents, brother.
Yeah, we'll see. The future will tell.
Time will tell, brother. Speaking of time, dude, looks like we're running out on this segment, man. You got time for one more, dude? I'm going to hop out. I'm going to hop in with Jerry Negron, then we'll be right back with you to wrap the show up for today, and we'll hop in the Money in the Bank matchup results, brother. You ready to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to hop out, pay some bills, and we will be right back with Jerry Negron. Hello, I'm Richard, but you can call me Dick. And I'm going to talk about something today that not a lot of men really like to talk about. But sometimes after a long day in the saddle, I get a little itching in my nether region. And that's why I got with my friend Peter here and created a wonderful product. You tell him about it, Peter.
Well, my name's Peter. I'll tell you, you got an itch and you get it up. There ain't nothing better for that itch than Texas Ball Cream.
That's right, it's Texas Ball Cream. You can pick us up at all your local retailers. Just ask the pharmacist for Texas Ball Cream. The following is a paid advertisement for Squirrel Treatment Centers of America. That Wrestling Podcast is not responsible for any products in this ad. Do you suffer from ACE, also known as atypical constant ejaculation? Well, you are not alone. And now, thanks to the Scrotal Treatment Center of America's patented new Semenese technology, you can get your problem taken care of. It's a series of 3 invasive, laser-guided injections that'll have you up and running in no time. That's the Scrotal Treatment Centers of America. Not only am I a spokesman, but I'm a client. Welcome back. We got a special guest for this segment here, it's really one of my favorite guests we have on the show all the time, and I've got a little something special here. Here's who we have coming up here. Jerry Negron joining us. What's up, brother?
What's going on, Money?
Man, not much, dude. Everything's good down here in Louisville today. How's things up your way up there in the Northeast, brother?
We're sunny, clear skies, warm weathers. Thank God.
Just as you said that, dude, I'm peeking out the window and it starts to sprinkle here in Louisville, Kentucky, brother.
I'm sorry. I'll throw some sun towards you.
Yeah, please don't throw me any shade, brother. Throw me some sun.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm sorry we couldn't hook up last week, man. You know you're a huge part of the show. We love having you on, so I'm glad to be back with you today, and I got a lot I want to talk to you about, brother. I know your wrestling knowledge runs deep, brother, and quickly, let's hop into this first. Did you see the Super Showdown card on June 7th is kind of starting to shape out? Have you had a chance to look at that?
Yeah, I actually did. I'm pretty excited about the matches. I'm most excited about the 50-man Royal Rumble again, because I wonder if they're going to have Titus O'Neil run under the ring like he did last year. That would be hilarious.
Was that at the Saudi show when that happened last year? I was wondering when that happened. I knew it was at a Royal Rumble or a Battle Royal type event. I just couldn't put my finger on when it was.
Yeah, it was the last year when they had it over there.
So yeah, so what do you think about this Triple H versus Randy Orton match? Do you think it's gonna, kind of give us what we want? You think it's gonna leave people satisfied?
I think it's gonna be really good because you know what? You're having Triple H, Randy Orton. They've had a bitter feud for years. Even when they were in Evolution, out of Evolution, they're good competitors. And I think it's a really good match for Randy Orton and Triple H to kind of like seal their rivalry and like call it a day.
Yeah, I think so too, brother. And I think that, like you said, the history behind this kind of has me a little bit invested. I'd kind of like to see it, even though they haven't built anything, recent upon this angle. But like you said, the history's there, brother.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And so they've announced the Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley match also. Are you looking forward to seeing the monster among men take on the genetic freak and Bobby Lashley?
Oh yeah, these two. I'm telling you, you're going to hear the sweat fly off these guys. They're going to hit each other hard because you got Braun Strowman, who's lost a lot of weight recently. He was stacked up on muscle. He's even bigger than he was before. And then you have Bobby Lashley, who was just all around like a genetic freak. And these two are going to throw some haymakers at each other. We're going to hear these chops.
Yeah, I hope so, brother. I hope this is like a good, hard-hitting match. And, yeah, it ought to be a pretty good one, man. Anything with Bryan I'm usually interested in. And I love seeing the power guys go at it, you know. And I know this is kind of an era of, technical wrestling, per se, worldwide. That's kind of what people are looking for. But seeing a couple monsters like this go at it, it's just there's nothing you can really do to replace that, brother.
Oh, no, you definitely can't. Definitely can't.
And so here's the most recent match that was announced. I don't know if you've seen the news on this one. We've got the Intercontinental Championship's going to be on the line as the Demon Finn Balor is going to take on Andrade.
I think this is going to be a really good, high-flying, good technical wrestling match. If they have Finn Balor be the Demon King over there, it's going to be phenomenal. They just have that atmosphere over there with the lights and the sounds. It's going to be phenomenal. And Andrade, he is really good. He's been getting better and better. And I don't know if you heard about it. Andrade went to Vince and asked if he could have a bigger of a role in the company. And then Vince was like, yeah, come back to me when you speak more English.
Wow, I did read the reports on that. And, I was just hoping,
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that's a rumor because, Andrade really, man, might be one of the best technical wrestlers on the roster, man. I don't know if you had a chance to watch a lot of his matches in NXT, man, but this guy just left me amazed. And I've been thinking the whole time since he's been called up to SmackDown Live, where's his push? Where's Andrade's push, man? Because the guy deserves it. He has the skill to perform. And unfortunately, that's something I could kind of see Vince saying, just from the way that he sounds to be,
Yeah, because Vince again could. He's hot and cold with it, you know what I mean? So, just like with anybody that's coming up, he's going to have his say in it. Because I really feel like when Triple H has the control of NXT, he's like, all right, guys, I want you to do your best, what you can do. And then, when they come up to the main roster, Vince is like, all right, I don't want you to do this. We're going to do that. I want you to go over here. You know what I mean? Vince waters them down a lot.
It does. It seems like you said, it's a lot more structured on NXT. Like you said, people kind of know a lot more what to expect. It seems like the camaraderie is better. And I don't know, man, but once people get called up to the main roster, there's just this lack of continuity that's there, man, and it kind of leaves everybody confused and frustrated, it seems like, to me at least. It's just from an outsider, from a fan's perspective,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Because you know what?
Well, I was going to ask you
guys
if you're looking forward to this Goldberg and Undertaker match and if it really does anything for you.
You know what? I really didn't. I really thought that it was going to be Kofi Kingston and Goldberg because they were going to say that Kofi's going to drop the title to Goldberg. And I'm like, I really can't see in Saudi Arabia. It makes no sense. But now, when they said it's going to be the Undertaker and Goldberg, yeah, they do have a little bit of history, going back in the day. But, to have them, it's two big guys. Goldberg wanted to come back anyways to have another run in the company, which is good. And I just saw a picture of Goldberg, and he looks pretty good. He's looking like he's how he was back in the day. And for the Undertaker, I haven't seen anything recent on him, but I hope he's healthy, and I hope he can go, a good 20-minute match, and that he's good in the ring again.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. Because when we seen Taker a couple Manias ago, man, it was kind of sad to see him out there like that. And Goldberg has definitely bulked up some since his previous run. What was it, just 18 months ago? He made a run with WWE, and he looks even better now. I don't see how the guy gets older. He's like fine wine or something, brother. Because the guy's looking phenomenal, and Taker's in a lot better shape now too. So hopefully they come out and put on a show for us, brother. And I'm not gonna lie, even though this is two older guys going at it, brother, this is two legends from my childhood, and I'm kind of looking forward to this one, dude.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So
Guys will at it.
recently, Becky Lynch gave some thoughts. She's on they just got done completed the European tour, and she sat down and did a press conference type deal, and she gave some thoughts on who she would team up with if she was in the tag division in WWE. And do you care to take a guess at who she would team up with?
For Becky Lynch, I think you need somebody who was in her caliber level. I would love to see either what's her? I keep forgetting her name, but anyways. I think Becky Lynch would be really good with Nia Jackson would be really good, or who else?
So you would guess Nia Jax, somebody like that?
Yeah, Nia Jax, because you know what? You need a powerhouse on your team. I feel like when you have like a technical wrestler, a high flyer, a powerhouse, and a grappler on a team, you're unstoppable.
That's true.
Like, look at the Hart Foundation too. Like that's how the Hart Foundation worked. You had Brett, who was the technical and grappler, and you had Angle, who was the powerhouse.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Absolutely, brother. Unfortunately, though, I guess Becky Lynch doesn't see it that way, man. I agree with you personally, but I guess the man doesn't. Here's who she would choose. Here's on whom she would choose to tag team with. If she entertained the idea of joining the women's tag division. She said, "Oh, good question. If you asked me a year ago, I would have said Charlotte, but I don't know now. Things have gone way too sour at this stage. Who would I want?" She says, "I guess you got to go with who you can trust the most, and I think it's got to be Naomi. So, yeah, I think it's Naomi right now. Fire and Glow or something like that," she said. What do you think about that? What if Becky and Naomi ever teamed up?
I can see it. I can, you know what, not for nothing, as you're saying, I can really see it, because Naomi is a really good wrestler. She's come a long way, coming from the Funkadactyls, and now she has come a long way, and she deserves another push. To be honest with you.
Oh, she does, man. Last time we got to check her out, she was last time I seen her live, she was actually the women's SmackDown champion here in Louisville, Kentucky, and we was pulling for her, man. My lady is a huge Naomi fan, and my son is as well. So yeah, I could get behind that, brother. I really liked how too when she held the title. I know this is just like a corny little side note, but I liked how the belt glowed. I like how she had the lights in the belt and all that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I was watching Total Divas, and when they were doing the title, when she had it sent down and have it to glow, and then she went back behind the WWE and did it. But you know what? They loved it, and not for nothing, it's always good to have change, because you know what? You have a character that is a neon effect, and to have the belt glow neon, even better. Yeah,
dude, it made it a lot cooler, man. And speaking of like cool and edgy, and what's hip and new, AEW, man, Double or Nothing's a week, coming up next weekend, and they're trying to do some promotional material and kind of build for this show, and so Pac and Hangman Page was kind of going at it at a I guess it's like an indie show over in England over the weekend, and I don't know if you saw it or not, but after the match, like, Pac got on the microphone and basically said he's not going to show up at Double or Nothing, dude. And I don't know if this is an angle or not. Like, it almost looks like an angle to me, but I couldn't really tell, dude. What do you think about all that?
It is on the card saying that they were going to wrestle each other, and for him to say that, it could be a work. He's like, "Oh, I won't see you there," or Neville can just come out and be like, "Yeah, we're going to do this or not," So I really think that it's either or. If they do or don't do it, it's going to suck for the company, because if they don't do it, then they should have promoted it when they start doing these press conferences. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And then for him,
I agree, man. I was just going to say that too. That like they promoted, they put so much money into it, and really like if Neville does or Pac does back out of this, and he's a phenomenal athlete and a phenomenal performer, but I guess that would kind of solidify the rumor going around that he's kind of tough to work with. But for whatever reason, I'm thinking this is an angle. I'm thinking they're just playing this up to make this match even a bit more dramatic when Hangman Page ends up going over in the end of it. Like this was the chance for Neville to kind of be standing over him in the ring, beating him down here, and then later on he's going to kind of get his revenge here at Double or Nothing. That's just my guess,
Yeah, man, definitely.
Here's what Pac actually said when he was over top of him though on the mic. He says, "I wanted to hurt you, to maim you, to torture you, and look, my work is done. So you can tell all of your little elite buddies, I'm not coming to Vegas, I'm not coming to Double or Nothing, and I'm not coming to AEW." I mean, that just sounds, like a work, brother.
Yeah, that does sound like work.
So you got any news or anything you want to share with us today, Jerry, brother?
Let's see. Have I read anything lately? Nothing. You know what? I have. And Hulk Hogan has been saying for a while now that he would love to wrestle John Cena at WrestleMania 36. And you know what? Hogan is maybe out of his mind, or maybe it's just me. I would love to see it. Have Hulk Hogan versus John Cena, because we had Hulk Hogan and The Rock. We've had Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels. For me personally, I really wish it would have been Hogan and Austin a couple of WrestleManias ago, when they were like having that little beef, and which would have been phenomenal. But I could see it, Hogan and Cena. The match it couldn't be too long, because Hogan he is up there in age, and where Cena would probably mostly have to carry the match for him.
Yeah, man, that would be totally cool, man. And talk about an attraction. Talk about kind of pulling the casual fan back in. Just having names like that on the card, regardless of the quality of the match. And hopefully they could put on something somewhat entertaining. And, Cena can still go pretty good, so hopefully he could kind of carry Hogan through it. And, if anybody has the knowledge to get through a match like that, it's Hogan, dude. And I really think it would be cool, and I think it would be good for wrestling, period, dude, to see something like that, man. That's just my opinion. I know there's a lot of people out there that are tired of both of those guys. I know there is, but, just for me as an old school wrestling fan, talk about nostalgia, brother. That would be beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Because not for nothing, it's Hulk Hogan, it's John Cena. We grew up with these guys. I was born in the '80s. I ran the Hogan life. Even in the early '90s, going into the 2000s.
So was you saying your prayers and eating your vitamins every night, Jerry?
I definitely did. I was a Hogan believer.
Yeah, brother, so thanks for taking some time to join us today, man. Unfortunately, our back's to the wall here. We got to hop out, take a quick commercial break, man. But do you have anything you want to share with us before you hop out? You got any thoughts for Clyde or for Mike Britt or for Neville or anybody, brother?
Well, my name is Negron. Please join the Unleash Wrestling fan page. It is up and coming. It is awesome place where you can go, be yourself, be a different character who you want to be. And for Clyde, you're a good friend of mine. Mike Britt, hey, stay here. I'm coming for you one day. And for everybody else, I am Negron, and I will be your next Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, hot words there from Jerry Negron. Jerry, your knowledge runs deep, brother. Appreciate you taking a few moments to join us, and hopefully we'll catch up with you again soon, man. And other than that, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you so much. You have a good weekend.
The following is a paid advertisement. That wrestling podcast is not responsible for any claims, guarantees, or products in this ad.
Hey ladies out there, you having trouble getting somebody to pay you a few dollars? Well, contact Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services today. Intervention.
You need us to intervene, smack a couple guys around? No problem.
Mediation. We can mediate your problem today. Protection.
You need your money, you need it now. We'll go find them, smack them around. Nobody's got to know a thing.
That's Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services, also known as PIMP.
The following is a paid advertisement for Dick Drizzle for Congress 2020. As a local business owner for over 20 years, Dick Drizzle has helped to provide jobs and stabilize our economy. As a city councilman, his Clean Streets initiative have our streets cleaner than ever, and we now have our very own 5K marathon. His humble beginnings and modest lifestyle keeps him connected to the people that matter most. Dick Drizzle, his policies work for you. Vote Dick Drizzle for Congress 2020.
Welcome back. Segment number 3.
What a guest that was. Jerry Negron, nice enough to join us, baby. It's always nice when we have Negron on, brother. You got any words for Jerry?
By God, Jerry Negron, one of the greatest of all time, man. A legend from the great state of Connecticut. World-class gentleman.
World-class gentleman. It's always nice to have Jerry on, too. And what I really like about Jerry is, man, is his whole perspective on everything. He's such a true fan of WWE, man. And you can just hear it in his words, dude. And it's really nice to get that kind of perspective on the show, brother.
Yeah, I always appreciate him and all of our guests, man. It's a definite team effort.
Team effort, brother. Yeah, so we're back to wrap the show up, brother. You and me, brother. Time to finish it up. But before we do, I like to hit you with this segment every day out of nowhere, brother. So it's time to play Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. Are you ready, brother?
By God, yes, sir. Let's do it.
Audience, feel free to play along at home. Every show we ask Clyde 3 random wrestling-related questions, and they're literally coming from out of nowhere. So let's hop into it, brother. Here we go. Hot and fresh out the skillet. Question number 1. Baron Corbin also played in the NFL. Can you name either of the 2 teams he played for?
Ooh, good Lord. Let's see. I'm going to say Baron Corbin played for the Atlanta Falcons and the Green Bay Packers. That's my final answer. Those are your guess.
Mr. Producer Man, show me Atlanta Falcons and Green Bay Packers.
Santa Maria.
Yeah, that was incorrect. And you could have just guessed 1, but I like how you threw 2 out there because I gave you that option just to try to get 1. I like that, brother. You took full advantage of the loophole in the question and you still missed it. But I like your I like your craftiness there, brother. Here we go.
Yeah.
It was actually the Indianapolis Colts and the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, good Lord. No wonder I didn't know that.
What are you trying to say? You got something? Are you slandering Manning there, brother? We can end the show right now.
Now, when it comes to NFL, man, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I don't have a whole lot to say. I don't have a whole lot to say, brother.
No wonder your fandom is so quiet over there, brother.
Yeah, Bengals and the Dolphins. I'm very, very humbled with my football.
Man, you was rocking out in the 80s, man. Boomer Assassin and Dan Marino, and then it's been 25 years of misery, brother. So let's just go ahead and finish this segment, man. I don't want to make you cry or nothing, man. Here we go, brother.
It's all good, gentlemen.
Question two. What ring name did Finn Balor use in NJPW?
I believe he was Prince Devitt. Final answer, sir.
Mr. Producer Man, show me Prince Devitt. Final answer.
That's right. That's right, baby.
How's it feel, baby? Got one right.
Felt so good. Johnny Wildfire come out to play, brother.
I don't know if you had a chance to listen to last Thursday's show, but right here in this point in the middle of the segment, we did the three-way segment on this. There was Mike Britt and Neville on there, and they hit me with a random wrestling knowledge question, actually.
Oh, I wish I might have to go back and listen to that. I'll enjoy that.
You have to go back and listen to it. It was a very, very comical segment. I guess I'll tease you with that then. I won't tell you what happened. I'll just leave you with that teaser, brother. Okay, so question 3. Are you ready, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. How many times has Randy Orton, and I really want to be clear on this because sometimes when I talk about championships, like I notice the guests get a little confused. So no, please listen to my words carefully. How many times has Randy Orton held the WWE Championship?
WWE Championship. I want to say 7 times. It's my final answer.
All right, 7 times. I'm queuing up Mr. Producer right now. His finger is halfway up his nose, brother. So it's going to be just 1 second. And now he's looking. Now he's finally looking through the glass. He's flipping me off, and looks like he's ready. He says 7 times, Mr. Producer Man. Oh no!
Santa Maria.
No. Randy Orton, 9-time WWE champion.
Good Lord.
He's held the WWE Championship 9 times. Let me say that correctly, because the words, you got to be careful with those words, because you might think every title or what titles, different titles. So you have to choose your words carefully on the questions like that. I've noticed.
Yeah, and he listens to this. You don't want him showing up to your door there.
No, I don't, brother, because I know this segment comes up out of nowhere, but those RKOs come out a lot quicker, brother. Rapid fire, brother. Speaking of rapid fire, man, let's rapid fire through a few of these Money in the Bank matches through the first few, and then we'll hop into the juicy stuff of the show, brother. You ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, man. Good job today on Random Wrestling Knowledge, though, brother. Here we go. Okay. First of all, was it the Usos actually came out and took the straps off of Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, brother, and I don't know if you had a chance to see that one or not, but it was a pretty action-packed match, and I actually had that on the pre-show. Was you surprised that was on the pre-show at all?
Well, with the way they're doing stuff anymore, not really. But as an old school wrestling fan, I almost brought a tear to my eye. The tag team title, man, used to seem like it used to mean so much more than what it kind of does right now.
Well, it's just because there's so many belts, and we can touch on that to close the show up, actually, brother, because I got a few thoughts on they're unveiling another belt tomorrow night. I want to touch on that too, man. But before we do, let's go ahead and finish wrapping this up. Did you see the women's Money in the Bank ladder match? And if you didn't, man, Bayley came out on top, brother. The match, it was kind of a back and forth match, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed to see Bayley win, but I kind of know where the WWE is going right now. They want their biggest stars holding items, holding belts and briefcases and whatever they can get their hands on right now, brother. So did you have any problems with Bayley coming out on top in that match?
No, hashtag earned. Bayley's been there. She's been there a long time, and she's great, especially for the little girls out there in the crowd. They love them some Bayley, and I'm okay with it, man. I was pulling for Nikki Cross. I just figured it'd been something fresh, something new. But.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was pulling for Nikki Cross, and I just wanted to see something like you said. Well, I really wanted to see Amber Moon win. Like, I'm just ready to see something fresh, something new. But after Bayley won, dude, you could see that a lot of, like you said, the little girls in the crowd genuinely loved her. She went out into the crowd. Oh, that was a little later in the show. don't want to spoil that. Okay, bro, let's move along here. Yeah, the very next match was Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe for the United States Championship in a match where Rey Mysterio went over and actually achieved something for the first time he's never achieved. And I really wasn't aware of that, but Rey Mysterio won the United States Championship for the very first time tonight. And did that fact right there astound you at all?
Oh, yeah, I love it, man. And couldn't happen to a more deserving guy there. Had his son out there with him, man, and Rey Mysterio is world class, in my opinion, the greatest luchador of all time, and one of the greatest period of all time. So I'm always up to see Rey doing good, brother.
Was you surprised at all though, or did you already know this? Did you know he hadn't held that championship before?
Yeah, I actually didn't know that.
Well, see, I don't know this kind of stuff. I was like, wow,
Hey, sometimes it's better if you don't, because then you, like you said, you get that wow factor. With somebody like Rey, it's understandable how that can happen. You feel like he's probably had every title belt that they got in wrestling.
Yeah, well said, brother. Absolutely, man. And the very next match after that was Shane against Miz in the steel cage match, brother. And Shane actually came out on top in this one, and I really thought we'd see Miz finally go over here. And I guess they're kind of this angle may stay alive for a little while longer, is what I'm thinking at this point. And it seems like they're kind of slowly going to beat Miz down for a while, and maybe at some point he'll get over on Shane, or I don't know. What do you think's going to happen here? Where do you think they're going with this angle? Do you think we've seen the last of it? I guess that's my question to you, brother.
Yeah, I hope you're right, man. I would like to see, some feuds that stretch out a little instead of let's end them in a week or let's end them in a month. Let's run them for a year or more, like we used to do back in the day with some of the, with the stuff, man. I like it. It's stretch it out, tell a good story with this, man.
Yeah, I like it too, man. I like you said, dude. I don't think every angle necessarily needs to be stretched out for a year, but I think they need to blend in, storylines of varying lengths into each show. Why not have some long storylines going on Raw and long storylines going on SmackDown, and some short storylines going on both shows also. You know what I mean? Give every fan what they want, brother.
Yeah, and the Miz, he's earned his chance to be a babyface, man. He's basically been a heel his entire career, so it's nice to see them do something a little fresh with him also.
Yeah, it is, brother. And speaking of fresh, man, this Tony Nese, he's pretty fresh. He came out in the next match and actually, defended his Cruiserweight Championship and retained that belt, brother. And have you seen this gentleman wrestle yet?
Yeah, he's amazing. I think he's got like 18 abs too, which is unbelievable.
I counted tonight. It's 27. I don't know how he's even got an odd number. How do you have an odd number? Yeah, I don't know. It's like
just amazing.
One big one in the middle.
he's just eating lettuce and water. I think that's it, brother.
That's it, brother. Nothing but straight protein, brother. He's eating like 38 eggs every day. That's it. Yeah, but amazing. Tony Nese, man, not ribbing on the guy. I mean, phenomenal athlete, phenomenal performer, man, and man, really could see some big things for him in the future. I don't know, I know he's been around here for a little while, dude, but this guy's got a lot of wick left on the candle, brother, and phenomenal, man.
Yeah, I love the cruiserweights, man. They get overlooked sometimes, but they put on some of the most unbelievable matches.
Yeah, so the next segment of the night wasn't really a match. Speaking of matches, it was like Sami Zayn running and hiding from Braun Strowman, and then after that, we had Becky Two Belts come out for the first of two matches, brother, and Becky defeated Lacey in the first match, and then Charlotte came out for the second match immediately after, where she it looked like Becky was actually going to hold on to both titles, and then Lacey Evans actually kind of interfered there a little bit, and then Charlotte ended up going over in that second match, and then immediately after that, this is all kind of tied in together. I hate to be long-winded, but then Bayley came down, cashed in on Charlotte, brother. So actually Bayley came out going over there. So Becky won one match, Charlotte won a match, Bayley came out, cashed in that Money in the Bank briefcase, and then she went over. So what did you think about all the madness there in that segment, brother?
Good Lord, that was a lot. I thought next year was going to say, and a UFO came, and there was a hologram of Mae Young.
Right, and Mae Young cashed in an old wooden briefcase from 1913.
And then after that, the Fabulous Moolah's hologram came in.
That's right, dude.
Yeah, man, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in there, but
it is, man.
Good Lord, I'm still trying to wrap my mind about all that. But yeah, man, I thought it was going to go the other way. I really did. My prediction on it was wrong. I thought Lacey was going to get it, and Charlotte was going to lose, and then they was going to do a jealousy angle where Charlotte, oh, you think you're better than me, but I guess they didn't go that way.
No, they didn't go that. That's all you have to say after all that I said. That's all you have to say. That's it.
I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, man, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff going on. But good for Bayley, man, and even Charlotte. That's going to anger everybody on the internet. The heads are literally blowing up right now. Charlotte is not one of the favorites.
No, not at this time, at least. Not at this time. Yeah, brother. Yeah, like you said, dude. And I kind of thought the opposite way. Actually, I thought that if Becky did lose one of these matches, it would be to Charlotte. And I didn't really expect to see this, but we should have probably seen this coming. It almost looks like Lacey's kind of going to play Charlotte's crony or something, maybe per se, because she kind of did come out and interfere. I wonder if we're going to see more of Lacey and Charlotte teaming up in the future.
Yeah, and Becky's going to have to get her some backup. So who knows? Maybe put Nikki Cross with her, man. I really want to do something with Nikki Cross. I enjoy her work.
Yeah, good old Nikki Cross, man. So after that segment, dude, was the best segment of the night in my opinion. It was the Roman and Elias match, and shortly before it, Elias really snuck up behind old Roman and gave him a guitar shot, brother. What did you think about that?
Oh, I loved it. And if you didn't notice, the crowd was popping for that. They loved it, too. And then, Elias comes out there, and I really get tired of how they're booking him, man. I feel like that guy could be the very top of the whole damn show.
I love Elias, man. My three favorite kind of under-the-radar guys, not necessarily under the radar, but, not super mega stars right now. Elias, Andrade, and Ali, dude. I'm just loving all three of these guys, man.
Yeah, I'm there on Elias, man. It took me a while. It took, kind of getting used to him, but I'm really digging him, man. I really feel like I don't know what they're doing with him, man.
Well, yeah, because after that, right, exactly. I was just going to hop back in and say, after Elias had his little guitar shot moment, and then of course came out, started to play like he always does. His segment was interrupted with the match, which he was supposed to have, but and then Roman just pretty much squashed him, dude. And I guess that kind of ties back into what you're saying. They're just kind of using Elias more as just like an entertainment gimmick almost.
Yeah, it's a shame. I really believe from what I've seen out of him, man. You seen where he snuck him and he hit him with the guitar. The crowd went nuts for that. They really did. It was a babyface reaction, man. I mean, what's the deal? This guy's like Honky Tonk Man and Macho Man all mixed together, man.
He is, dude. He has kind of an old school vibe, brother, like you said, dude. And I'm really digging Elias, man. And why not let him break a few more guitars, brother? I know they're not that damn expensive. Hell, we're going to break one here, hopefully here in the next few weeks or few months, brother. But so, I mean, what I'm saying? What's the big deal, man?
I mean, what does WWE stand for anyway? Walk with Elias.
That's right, brother. That's what it stands for, baby. Yeah, and okay, so after that segment, dude, we started getting into these championship matches. We had Seth take on AJ, and really what was just an outstanding match, dude. I don't know if you had a chance to take all this one in from bell to bell, but going into this, honestly, I was not really invested in this angle, but man, what a show these two put on, brother.
Yeah, it was a clinic, man, but seeing old Seth win again, it kind of hurt my stomach, man. I just ain't digging it, and I love AJ, and I just wasn't digging the whole thing. But the match was definitely solid. Might have been the best match of the night, actually, looking back at it.
Man, I hate to use that word phenomenal every time AJ wrestles, but it's just what comes out of my mouth, dude. It just is. And these guys back and forth, dude. It was just a hell of a match, man. Technical masterpiece, dude. I mean, really, as close as you're going to see the 5 stars in WWE, right there, borderline on a 5-star match. And I'll say this about it, dude. I'm not a big Seth Rollins fan at all. I don't like seeing the guy win. When he went over against Brock recently and took the title, I was disgusted like you was, brother. I was kind of like, not Seth against Brock. Give it to anybody but Seth was my thoughts. But I wasn't as disgusted tonight, man. He did a great job in the ring, brother, and I feel like for now he deserves his title. In my mind, I know I'm just a fan, brother, but he's earned his spot right now for me, dude. I'm okay with him. I'm not a Rollins fan. Don't get me wrong, not a Rollins fan, but he's earned where he is, brother. Guy's a great athlete, man.
Yeah, I was hoping that spaceship was going to drop in and beam CM Punk in the ring, brother.
Yeah, speaking of CM Punk, real quick, dude, let me say this real quick. I don't know if you saw, dude. Did you see what Sean Waltman had to say about CM Punk? He guaranteed and teased it that CM Punk will show up at AEW.
Yeah, maybe he knows something we don't.
Yeah, maybe.
I hope he's right. I hope he's right, man, because it's funny we were talking about Seth and AJ. I just kept thinking, man, it'd be so cool if they hit that cult of personality right now, and the roof would probably literally blow off the building.
Yeah, probably so, dude. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I just wanted to touch on that, man, because that's one thing I wanted to get into today, and we hadn't had a chance to. So maybe we'll dive a little deeper into that, show a little later in the week. But heck, we ought to know here pretty soon if he's going to wrestle with him, because everything's getting ready to start rolling anyway, brother, for him.
Yeah, I'm really crossing my fingers, man. I'd like to see the guy come back where I believe he truly belongs in the pro wrestling world.
All right, real quick, man. We got 2 more matches before we wrap this up. Running just a little long today. If you're out there listening, thank you for sticking with us. Got a couple more matches we're going to review real quick. Did you have a chance to check out the Kofi and Kevin Owens match? And I was so happy to see, even though I'm such a huge KO fan, I was happy to see Kofi go over and retain this title. I'm glad they're going to give him a little bit more burn with this belt, baby.
Oh, yeah, man. I was thrilled, and honestly, I felt there was no way Kofi's going to lose, man. He's got a lot of momentum, and they're getting ready to go over to Ghana, too. I'm not sure on the exact date, so I'm sure they want him to still be the champion for all of that, and couldn't happen to a better guy, man. I want to see him keep this title. He can have it for the next 10 years if they want, you know.
Yeah, I think so too, dude. Hopefully the ratings increase, and like you said, he's got fans all over the world. I don't know how many of these fans have access to the proper cable to pick this up on on television, but I think like you said, the Kofi Kingston fan club that we all run together, your group there on Facebook, dude, has over 11,000 members. Most of them have joined in the last 3 or 4 weeks, dude. I mean, Kofi's the hottest thing going. I've never seen a Facebook group grow that rapidly, dude. It's just crazy. So I mean, just that fact alone just leads me to believe that this guy is going to be a extremely popular champion.
Yeah, shout out to the Kofi Kingston Club, too. This is Kofi Kingston approved, bro.
That's right, brother. And, okay, let's wrap it up with this match right here, brother, and something, I guess, that, I didn't really see coming, but I thought there was a chance that something crazy could happen. Didn't necessarily know it would be Brock, but did you see the men's match, man? And what I thought was a phenomenal match, especially the spots by Andrade and Ali and Finn Balor with the ladders, and, man, what was it, the power bomb into the ladder? Oh my goodness gracious, man! All the sunset flip power bomb into the ladder spot between Andrade and Finn Balor was just the most memorable spot of the night, in my opinion. But until Brock came out, brother, what did you think about the Beast?
I mean, I loved the match. All those spots you talked about. The one with Ricochet, where he. In my head, I always hear JR in my head, man. I could hear him screaming, he's broken in half. They need to bring him back, but I don't think that's going to happen. That deal with Brock, man, it was another, come on, what are we doing here, man? I know I heard he retired from MMA. I don't know how true that is, but he's back out there, and, one good thing about Brock, it probably will improve the ratings a bit. He brings eyes from the outside in.
Man, as much as I'm not a fan of Brock, dude, I'm starting to come around a little bit on the fact that he does put eyeballs on the TV, and regardless if you like him or not, man, the crowd did pop when he came out, brother. It was a huge pop.
Yeah, Brock's an anomaly, man. I like him and I don't. And I think he's one of them guys that when he's gone, people are really going to look back and be like, hey, man, he was a lot better than some people gave him credit for. Everything he does, we've covered this before, everything he does in there looks real,
Yeah, absolutely.
When he comes out there, I mean, it feels like you're watching damn National Geographic and the line has been let out on the damn gazelles, brother.
It does, brother. Hey, man, we're running long today, though, brother. It was nice to see Brock out there at the end, dude, as far as just getting the reaction from the crowd. Hopefully WWE starts to get this train back on the track soon. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. I want to know real quick, 1 to 10, what's your rating of the Money in the Bank 2019, brother? Where do you stand?
Yeah, you know what? No complaints here, man. I'm gonna give it a 10. Everybody did their job, and they all went in there and put on good matches. And sometimes they can't help what's wrote for them, So I'm gonna give it a 10.
Excellent
nice
show.
Guy there,
excellent show. I'm a little stiffer with my ratings, but I love the show from bell to bell, dude. Beautiful show. I'm gonna go with a 9 out of 10. Phenomenal show.
Yeah, I'm with you, brother. It was good. There's things here and there. Nothing can ever be absolutely perfect, but it was good stuff.
That's right, brother. So, do you want to go ahead and be kind enough to put a bow on today's episode, brother?
Yes, sir. Everybody out there listening to us, thank you. Hit the like button. Even better, hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a wrestler, tell anybody, help! And if you don't like us, let us know. Hit us with the King Kong Bundy splash for the 5 count, and we will be sharing this like we always do on our Facebook affiliate pages. The Bliss Army, the Becky Lynch Mob, Hitman Hart Fan Club, Kofi Kingston Club, I Heart Pro Wrestling, Carlito's Caribbean Cool Fan Club, Wrestling is Our Passion, Wrestling Unleashed, All Access Indie Wrestling, LJ and Maniacs, All Elite Wrestling, Let's Get Rowdy With It, Wicked Thoughts, Music, Forethought, And last but not least, WWE Retro Figure Fan Club.
Well, I appreciate you having the list ready every day, brother, because I know you don't do a damn bit of preparation, but you do have that list, and for you having that, brother, you've just made my list. So thank you very much, Clyde. And for those of you out there listening, thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. If you like us, check us out on the web, thatwrestlingpodcast.com. Always updated with the craziest, most ridiculous wrestling content on the web. And if you like us, put us over. Give us a thumbs up. If not, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. That's the way we roll right here on That Wrestling Podcast. And having said that, we will catch you guys on the next one.
Woo!
Ooh, yeah.
Where's my ring? Where's my ring?
And you can't teach that.
That's not cool.
This summer, one family.
Dad, this place is kind of creepy.
Son, get some rest. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Is about to see that things ain't always what they seem.
The legend is true. Can't believe it.
For thousands of years, they've been dormant, and now they must eat. Darnell Jackson and Haley Joe Osment star in this summer's blockbuster hit that you won't want to miss. Okay, my keys. Where's my keys?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh God!
Clowns in a House.